DJs and producers, we are now firmly in 2023, and I've been thinking about all the things we can leave in 2022. In this video, I've made a giant list of things I've seen a lot of you doing, and if you are doing some of these, and also for myself as well, I know I'm doing a few of them, let's see if we can collectively leave them in 2022. Last year, I noticed that 90% of people that were watching these videos weren't subscribed. Thank you to all the people that are watching these, because we are now down to 74% of people that are watching these videos are now subscribed. And in the next 90 days, I set myself a little challenge. I'd love to get that down to 50%. And I'd love this year if we can get to 100,000 subscribers. The bigger the channel, the more time I can spend on it, the more content I can put out, the more value it's going to bring to you, the DJ and the producer, the more time I've got to research. So if you can just help me out by being a subscriber, it's going to help you out in the long run. So if you're watching these and you're enjoying them, please subscribe. It's always the case, beginning of the new year, to think about and look back at what you did last year and really assess what you did and what you want to change for 2023. Everyone starts New Year's resolutions and looks at changes they're going to make for this year. Also, you can reevaluate what's working for you and what isn't. And a new year will help you do just that. So here we go, my big list. And I'd love to know in the comments if you're doing some of these or if you're going to change some of these and what you think about this list. Number 1, negativity. Let's start big. Every time you go online, there's so much negativity about, and it's so draining. If you find yourself going down a negative hole on social media or in just your own mind, try and stop yourself. Ask yourself, is this being productive? Am I going to achieve my goals in this argument online, for instance? Could I be doing something else to push myself forwards? Be selfish with your time. It's your career at the end of the day. Number 2, not evolving with social media platforms and changing your content accordingly. Social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube is a rapidly evolving beast. I'm sure you're aware of this. I don't need to tell you, but it is. Instagram last year had 15 updates, and they are constantly changing the platform and what content works. YouTube seems the most stable. They only had one in the last 10 years, but all platforms have been changing, and also people's viewing habits change because of these platforms, but just because of what they like. Types of phones make it change, but people's viewing habits change. I see the comment, so I have to make reels now. No, you don't have to make them. You don't have to do anything. If you'd like your account to get more reach, then yes, you will have to make more reels because they are what's working at the moment. It's what people like watching. They like watching short form content, and your account will grow because people like binging them. And the more you've got, the more people can binge, the more time they spend with you. TikTok is a great place for DJs and producers now. No, you don't have to dance. And as I mentioned last week, if you didn't see that video, YouTube is the new beast you need to get your head round. It's coming up fast this year, and YouTube Shorts are going to rule the roost. As I said, people love watching short form content. They swipe, and you know yourself, you go down rabbit holes and you come out 2 hours later. So give the people what they want and keep them on your page instead of someone else's. Understand the platforms and keep evolving. Number 3, not evaluating your content to make it better. A big one I see is DJs and producers running the same content every time, and sometimes it's just not that great. And they wonder why they're not growing. In the comments, when did you last look back and look at your content? Did you review what's worked and what doesn't work as a mass? The New Year's a great time to do that. Now you're going to say in the comments, I'm not a video creator. I'm not a designer. I'm not a marketing specialist. I just want to make music and be a DJ. I can hear you crying it right now. The simple thing is look at what your peers are doing. Look at the DJs around you, the same size, making the same music. What content is working for them? What types of videos, what types of images are they using that's really working? Can you put your image that you've got into Canva to make it fit the right size for the platforms and use all the space available? Can you drop a video into InShot or CapCut to really make it sing and add subtitles or add extra depth to it? Can you film your reels in parts so that the camera keeps moving and it keeps people engaged? It's what people like to watch. And I'm going to be doing that one myself this year. Number 4, getting content fatigue. I've seen loads of you creating epic series on your channels, and you've really got in with the series. If you haven't seen my videos on that, I'll link to a load below in a playlist. Go and watch those about creating series for your content. It really, really helps you create a good content strategy. But please be careful of content fatigue. People can get bored of the same content, or they might think they've seen the content already because it's shot all the same lighting, same titles, same, even what you're wearing could be the same. So they might have already seen what you're doing and therefore swipe quickly out of it, which is not great for that piece of content. You can also run out of ideas quickly. Now you've got in the hang of making a content series, maybe we can make a second or a third to space out those series. You've now got in the flow of doing the first one. How can we mix it up? Then your epic brand new series will last much longer and it'll keep it fresh for your audience. Think about those Netflix series. They only go for so long and then they stop and then you go binge something else. Same thing. Number 5, thinking about sales and streams and ticket sales over community. The big thing this year with Instagram and YouTube is going to be all about community. Instagram are going to be rolling out newer upgrades. We're all focused on community and the community content. YouTube is exactly the same, and it's all about the community. And I love our community here on YouTube. Community is key, whether it's one person or 100 million people. The people in your community are going to help it grow. So really nurture them, find out about who's in your community, get in those comments, speak to the people, DM people. The more your community grows, the more you'll reach your content's going to get, and the more things that are going to come to you. So what are music that people are into in your community? Ask them. Get involved in the comments. Get involved in the community. Number 6, using a link in bio. The click-through rate is really low, so consider something different. Have you actually monitored how many click-throughs your link in bio gets? I use a link called Linktree, and it actually shows me the click-throughs that I get through my link in bio. It's terribly low. I see so many people saying, use link in bio, go to my link in bio. And I've even done it myself, but I've now gone to something different. I know some of you have seen me for a while. I'll ask you to comment a word and then I'll DM you the link. The great thing about the DM is it then starts that conversation. DMs are great. Once you start having conversations with each other in DMs, Instagram really thinks you're friends. So therefore, shows that person more of your content going forward. And it actually ups your reach. It takes a bit more time and labor, but it actually gets you more clicks and more reach. And it actually sends more people to where you want them to click through. I'm now using a bot called ManyChat. It's really great for doing that automation. It saves me loads of time and the response rate is much quicker. Number 7, not thinking about the caption and the content within the post. The caption, for those that don't know, i.e. this is the bit where you type in what the post is about. This is different to the subtitles you might add to a post. We'll talk about those in a bit. This is where you add more depth to the post. You can also add 2 calls to action. And yeah, I did say 2. And it's good to, especially with Reels, because Reels have so much longer shelf life. They start by getting a bit reach and then they just carry on getting reach for a long time as people binge your content. So add in a second call to action that's going to have a longer life and one that's got a shorter life. If your video contains loads of information, then keep your caption short. But definitely put something in there that's searchable. Instagram is going to be pushing the search engine optimization more. They're trying to become more like YouTube this year. So those words and what you put in that, if someone searches those words, they're going to come to you. So it's going to really help your account grow. And then also that discoverability for you is going to be much higher. So think about what you put in there and what you're typing. And this is the same on TikTok and YouTube. It's going to actually make it a lot easier because you're just going to do the similar stuff for all platforms. Number 8, not thinking about the radio or streaming edit for your track. Like it or not, streaming is going nowhere. And that means Spotify isn't too. So instead of moaning about it, be creative and put your best foot forward on the platform. And at the end of the day, more people then will listen to your music and your discoverability will be higher on Spotify. So think about the radio edit. The first 30 seconds of that is killer. If it's all drums and it's the extended edit, which us DJs like for DJing, then people might leave that track quickly and that then pushes down the discoverability for other people to find it. And at the end of the day, you make your music to be heard. So think about the shorter version to go on that platform. It's only the same as content. You make the long content and the short content and deliver both to the label. Don't rely on the label to do it because they're not going to make the best version possible, especially some labels who aren't streaming conscious. Think about the radio edit as well as the extended edit, and that's going to get the reach of your music the furthest. And more people are going to hear it. At the end of the day, who doesn't want that? Number 9, engagement groups. Please do not do these now. This is an old tactic for Instagram that used to work a long time ago, and it really doesn't now. Instagram will clamp down on it loads. It goes against the terms. It's really going to mean your account will get possibly blocked, and that's not going to be great for your account or your content or your music. Instagram is totally wise to it, and it's just a waste of your time. So focus on making better content and engaging with people in the comments and the DMs and getting people to share it, making sure the call to actions are singing, and just everything else we spoke about regarding making content. Number 10, forgetting about subtitles. Remember, there might be people viewing your content with the sound off, or there might be people viewing your content that don't speak the same language as you. So by adding a way that people can read along as well, this is going to massively impact the reach of your content. Mixing up your content where sometimes you don't speak and it's just all on screen. That's going to help too. This will increase the watch time of your content, which then increases the reach. And if the person has to stop each frame to read what you've put, that really increases the watch time and it's really going to max out the reach. Social media has a global audience, and therefore you need to think about that audience when you're making a piece of content. Don't just throw it out there. Otherwise, you could be losing valuable people. And this could be people that could be listening to your music or booking you to DJ or watching your longer DJ mix. Number 11, not adding call to action to your posts. So what is a call to action? It's a marketing term. I know you're not marketers, but you are really. And basically, it means you tell people what you want them to do. Do you want them to comment on your content? Do you want to save it? Do you want to like it? Do you want to share it with their friends because it's a brand new track and you want to get loads of reach on it? Hey guys, just dropping this new edit. I'd love to get it out there. Can you do me a favor and share it to your stories? You need to gently remind people what to do. Otherwise, they will just swipe, swipe, swipe. And so the call to action might even be simple as read the caption for more detail. You'll see I do that a lot. Number 12, not continuously building your industry network. You can't do much with that one. This has been a tough one for the last few years, but now everything is open. It's going to be much easier in 2023. So there is no excuses to extend your network. There's no excuses to meet peers, meet promoters, meet label owners, go to conferences, go to gigs, or just go out and party and hang out. Your network is the biggest thing you have. You can literally achieve anything in this industry with a big network and a big group and the people that know who you are. So make the effort and put yourself out there. Don't worry. As I've said in previous videos, I still struggle with this. I'm super shy. I know I'm 6'6" and I'm super shy, but I read a great book by Mel Robbins called The 5 Second Rule. And I suggest if you are shy, go and read that book. It basically talks about the 5 second rule, which is essentially you count down from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you have to do the thing. I use it for going to the gym. I just use it for getting out of bed sometimes in the morning because I want to start early. I lay there, right, I'm getting up. Graham, you're getting up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I get up and put the slippers on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going for a run. Or when I go to conferences, I need to go and talk to that person. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to talk to that person. It's really, really useful. But go and check out Mel Robbins. She's amazing. And she's written some great books and she's a great YouTube channel. Shouts to Mel. This year, conferences are back and conferences are killer. IMS in Ibiza, Amsterdam Dance Event, Brighton Music Conference, Berlin Music Conference, Miami Music Week. These are some of the big ones. Get yourself to a conference, plan your year around conferences, especially the biggest ones. It's really going to help you push forward. And it's really going to have a point for you where you're making music or your promotion for yourself. Number 13, taking a knockback and then disappearing. Take it and then back at it the next day. Knockbacks are hard and this industry is full of them. If you get a knockback, remember it's only one person's opinion. And if they don't agree with you, it's a music business. So that means their business doesn't align with your business right now. But it is only right now. And it doesn't mean forever. It's not personal a lot of times, it's just business. Look at your goals, look at your content, look at your music, look at your DJing, reevaluate, replan, and then just go at it again. A bad day is only one day. Please don't make it a week. Go for a walk, get some exercise, get some air, and refocus. Number 14, complaining you aren't getting anywhere when the product, the marketing, and the network aren't all singing together. All three have to sing together. If you are spending all the time making the music, then spend exactly the same amount of time promoting it. Spending exactly the time building your network. As I spoke about in my video the other week about how to grow in 2023 and how to be successful in 2023, if you've not watched that, go and watch that. It's a long one like this one. Go and check it out. You're really going to get loads out of it. And it's really going to give you 4 key things you need to push forward this year. And yes, you have to tell people on social media what you're doing about your music. You have to make the content to get it out there and promote it and market it. And that's what I help you with on this channel. Set your phone up and record raw content when you're making the music. Stick it in the corner and just stick it on record while you're making the music and make the content. If you aren't down to play the game, then you potentially might not go forward. But bitching not about it online, that can stay in 2022. And if you're not prepared to do the work, then become one of my next points. Number 15 is following people whose opinions you don't agree with. This is a negative waste of time. Simply just unfollow them. How many times have you gone online and seen the same person posting and moaning and generally just being negative and you just don't agree what they're saying? And then sometimes you just get riled up by it and you're like, I'm going in, I'm going to get involved in that conversation. Then 2 hours later, you come back annoyed with yourself, annoyed with that person, and you've just wasted those 2 hours of your life. Has it actually done anything to go forward in your world? Or has it just created a negative vibe? The person that was posting doesn't really care. The only person you've really upset is yourself and potentially those around you when you're moaning to them about the other person. Life is too short. Unfollow them and just fill your feed with positivity. I am going to put a little caveat on this. If it's once in a while and the person has a different opinion to you, this is also cool. It's good to see other different opinions, and it's good to open your world up and your mind up to different opinions. But if it's constantly disagreeing with them, unfollow them or just mute them. Number 16, not executing. Stop talking a good game and go and do it. I did this one for many years, and it was my biggest problem for many years. I'd come up with all the ideas and I'd talk a big game, and then I just found an excuse to not do it. I didn't have the right camera. I didn't have the right settings. I couldn't do this. I didn't know how to do that. I needed a big DJ. I needed this to do it. I needed this budget. You don't need any of that. Start raw, start basic, and build it up. Firstly, does the idea that you come up with actually go in line with your goals and going to actually push you forward? Or is it just a brand new shiny thing you're excited about because you've seen lots of people online talking about it? If it's the first, like I said, just start. It's gonna be rubbish. It always is. The first one's always rubbish. I look back to my Twitch streams from 2 years ago, terrible. I look back to my YouTube videos from the start, terrible. You can't get to your 50th without doing your first or your second or your third. You can't get to your 50,000 subscribers without having your first one. Everything starts at the beginning and gets better. Number 17, digital versus analog debate. This one's really boring and really old, and only a tiny percentage of people on the dance floor care whether you're playing on CDJs or vinyl. Just play whatever you want to play on, because the most important thing is the records and making people lose their stuff. Making people dance. Giving people the night of their life. Opening them up to some brand new music they've never heard of. This has to be the best night of their lives. Playing the music they're about. And who cares what you're doing it on? If it works for you, it works for you. All the time you're moaning about people using the other is just time wasted on being creative. This is followed on by number 18, the whole sync button conversation. The whole sync button debate is a massive yawn. Again, play the records you like and make the people dance. Saying you don't like technology evolving, that's saying I might as well drive a horse and cart, because I'm not going to drive a car because I'm not involved in it. I'm not involved. None of that modern technology for me, thanks. Play the effing music. Like I said, teeny tiny percentage of people really care. It's all probably other producers. People are there to have a great time, lose themselves, forget their work, get off with that boy or girl over there in the corner, have fun with their mates, and listen to some great music. Always remember that. Number 19, stop getting on your own way when it comes to making content. Make it, do it, put it out. I've seen this so many times. I'm going to start my new XYZ, and then nothing happens. This actually leads back into the point about executing and kind of connects those two together. Or I know I need to make content, but I don't think my face fits the content that well. Or I don't like my face on content. Your face is absolutely beautiful and people want to see your face. Your fans and followers and your potential new fans are going to get used to your face. Very, very few people like recording themselves. They're worried about what people think, including myself. Every time I put something online, I'm aware about 100 different things about that piece of content. But that's all you. No one else is actually thinking about you. Everyone's far too selfish thinking about themselves and what they've got on in their world. If your audience is built around people that are into you, then they already like your face. They've already been to see you at a gig. They already know what you look like. So it's all in your head. They want to see you. They want to get to know you. They want to learn more about you. People are nosy, remember. And they want to look behind the curtain and see what's going on. Get out your own way. Make content. Put it out. And then make it 1% better every time. Evaluate what worked. What could you change? Could you change the background? Can you change the lighting? Can you change the camera? Can you change the microphone? Can you change how you presented it? Can you change how you speak? Can you change what you said? Evaluate every little 1% and can you make that better? Number 20, focus your attention on your own goals and not what others are doing. You need to be laser focused. And the best DJs and producers have so much self-belief. Set yourself big goals, or moonshots as they like to be called. Reach for the moon. Because you're still following the stars. Set yourself yearly goals, weekly goals, daily goals even. And this will help you drive on. Time is precious and consider what you're giving away time to. I do this so much. Saying no is such a big thing, and saying no to shiny objects that kind of get your attention and draw you in, but actually aren't actually helping your bigger goals. Look at what others is working for others. See what people are doing and what works in their content and their strategy. And celebrate other people's wins. Their wins are not your losses. And it doesn't mean you can't have your own. Last year, Jamal Edwards passed away. And before he passed away, he said some great stuff. And I always love watching his content. It was always about self-belief. And that man would have achieved so much more. And one of the things he did say, Go ahead with it. Yes, it will take time. Yes, it will require effort, but go ahead and get it done. You can think of 100 excuses, but none of them will solve the problem or achieve your goal. What will work is you doing the work. You may struggle for a while, push uphill against bitter cold wind, yet you'll survive. You'll gain strength and raise confidence. You'll always have something to show for the time that has passed, and you'll have established a little bit of positive momentum. In short, the easiest choice is to delay, procrastinate, give in to doubt and hesitation. Look at the big picture through, and clearly that your best choice is to go ahead and get it done. Now, while your inspiration is strong, take that first step, then continue to follow through until you look back and be thankful that you went ahead and got it done. I hope that helps some of you today. And number 21, burning out and not looking after yourselves. Look after yourself. This is a tough industry. The late nights, the parties, the good times, the rock and roll can all get to you. Realize what is a come down and not mental health issues. Realize what a little knock is and that should be brushed aside. You need to have a very, very thick skin in this industry, but it's one of the best to be in. Speaking from 20 years of experience in this industry now, the little knocks seem much worse than they are after a heavy weekend. Take a few weeks away from the party and see if they are still heavy knocks and see if you are still miserable, and let that rubbish get out your system. Be precious with your time and say no more often. And if it's all taking a toll, then please completely stop. Get some rest, get some help. If you're feeling angry all the time, then it's definitely you. If everything's pissing you off, if everything's annoying you, it's definitely you. Step away from social media, step away from everything and just look after your body. Get some air, get some fresh air, get some water, get some exercise. And all things will start looking better after a few weeks away from everything. Life is precious. Which ones are you doing? I know I'm going to be doing a few of those, and I need to improve some of them myself, and they're on my plan for 2023. Let me know in the comments which resonates with you and which ones are really going to help you. I'd love to know. Did you see last week's video on the big YouTube update, which is happening in 2023? You didn't? You should definitely go and watch that video now. It's going to help you as a DJ and producer this year. It's going to help you with your content strategy for this year whilst we're in this planning phase of 2023. In the next video, I'm going to talk to you about radio shows, podcasts, mixed series, why they're important, why you should be having one, and also how to promote them and get the most out of them. If you've considered this year or been considering it, you are definitely going to want to watch that video. Make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss it. I have been Graham Farmer. Thank you for watching this week. I hope this helps you this week, and I will see you in the next video. Cheerio. Bye-bye.